You little wretch, this is the capital. Which noble would stand up for you, you filthy slut? So it's the young lady of the Yongxing Marquis.
I suddenly turned around and saw Ruyan, in tattered clothes, bound and tied, being dragged into the brothel's back alley.
You little wretch, this is the capital. Which noble would stand up for you, you filthy slut?
I let out a sigh of relief.
I'm really back.
Not long ago, Ruyan was by my bedside, her arrogant laughter still vivid in my mind.
My overwhelming hatred made me want to rush at her and tear her apart. I forcefully suppressed that urge.
I called out loudly.
Stop.
The madam looked up and immediately put on a fawning smile.
So, it's the young lady of the Yongxing Marquis. What can I do for you?
I calmly pulled out a 1,000-tael banknote.
I'm buying this girl.
In that instant, I saw on Ruyan's face a flash of smugness, but soon she wasn't so smug anymore. I brought Ruyan back to the Marquis's mansion. Along the way, she looked around, as if she was determined to claim the Marquis's wealth and glory. So much so that she didn't notice me suddenly turn around and knock over the crab-shaped lantern in my hand.
I'm sorry, I wasn't looking where I was going. Please forgive me, my lady.
Terrified, she kowtowed and bowed her head. I gave a meaningful smile.
Rest easy, sister and nephew. My son with Yinzheng will take your son's place and inherit the title.
I was the only daughter of the Marquis of Yongxing.
When I was 17, Pei Yunzheng, who failed the imperial exam, married into the Marquis's household and became my husband.
I thought we, as a couple, would live in harmony. Until the first mid-autumn festival after our wedding. I saved a girl named Ruyan at the Lantern Festival. I took her as my sworn sister, and she became the second miss of the Marquis's household. Pei Yunzheng disliked Ruyan, always clinging to me, and the two never got along. But later, I had a difficult labor.
Ruyan smiled triumphantly at my bedside. Rest easy, sister and nephew. My son with Yinzheng will take your son's place and inherit the title.
At that moment, I realized Ruyan was actually my child bride. After a natural disaster in the south, we fled to the capital. We learned that the Marquis of Yongxing had no son to inherit the title, so we planned to take his place.
Pei Yunzheng marrying into the family, saving Ruyan, were all traps set for me. Heaven sees all. I returned to the night of the Lantern Festival. This time, I will make them pay with blood. In my past life, I died in childbirth, unable to rest in peace. Before I died, I was filled with injustice, and only begged heaven to give me one more chance. Perhaps my prayer was heard. My consciousness faded for just a moment, and then I stood again on the bustling street, with dazzling lanterns before my eyes. At that moment, behind me, a shrill voice came.
Madam, help me.
You little wretch, this is the capital. Which noble would stand up for you, you filthy slut? So it's the young lady of the Yongxing Marquis.
I suddenly turned around and saw Ruyan, in tattered clothes, bound and tied, being dragged into the brothel's back alley.
You little wretch, this is the capital. Which noble would stand up for you, you filthy slut?
I let out a sigh of relief.
I'm really back.
Not long ago, Ruyan was by my bedside, her arrogant laughter still vivid in my mind.
My overwhelming hatred made me want to rush at her and tear her apart. I forcefully suppressed that urge.
I called out loudly.
Stop.
The madam looked up and immediately put on a fawning smile.
So, it's the young lady of the Yongxing Marquis. What can I do for you?
I calmly pulled out a 1,000-tael banknote.
I'm buying this girl.
In that instant, I saw on Ruyan's face a flash of smugness, but soon she wasn't so smug anymore. I brought Ruyan back to the Marquis's mansion. Along the way, she looked around, as if she was determined to claim the Marquis's wealth and glory. So much so that she didn't notice me suddenly turn around and knock over the crab-shaped lantern in my hand.
I'm sorry, I wasn't looking where I was going. Please forgive me, my lady.
Terrified, she kowtowed and bowed her head. I gave a meaningful smile.
You've just entered the mansion and already made a mistake. You still need to learn the rules. Go work in the latrine first.
Her eyes darted around and she grabbed my skirt.
My lady, you saved my life. I only asked to serve by your side. I'd be willing to be your slave.
I raised an eyebrow and pulled my skirt out of her hand.
This fine embroidered dress of mine is worth 100 taels. You just dirty it like that. Wei Chanso. Disrespectful. Even emptying the latrine is too good for you. Pei Yunzheng must not have told her that I could be this harsh.
She froze on the spot.
Take her to the latrine.
I turned around and saw Pei Yunzheng standing in the corridor with a dark face. He glanced at the direction Ruyan left, suppressing his anger. He asked me,
Xunyang, who's that?
I clapped my hands.
I smiled and linked arms with him. Honey, you're back. She's just a lowly maid. I just bought her, clumsy. I assigned her to empty the chamber pots. I clearly felt Yunzheng's arm tightened, and he seemed to grit his teeth. What's wrong? Are you tired from work today? You seem a little upset, honey. He sighed and smiled, tilting his head.
I'm a bit tired, let's go to the room.
He tossed and turned all night. In the middle of the night, I heard him get up, put on his coat, and go out. I quietly followed him. Ruyan was assigned to the latrine, in the shed next to the latrine. Yunzheng chirped twice. Ruyan poked her head out. They embraced and wept.
I'm sorry, she's always been kind to others. I really didn't think he would treat you like this.
Ruyan sobbed in his arms.
Yunzheng, I'm fine.
It's the smell here that's really unbearable. Can you think of a way to let me work somewhere else?
Yunzheng.
He stroked her hair. Hang in there. I'll find a chance to avoid him catching on.
Want a chance? I'll give him one. I went back to the room and called my personal maid.
Find someone to set the latrine on fire. Burn it to the ground, not a tile left. That night, the mansion's backyard was ablaze. When the fire was put out, Yunzheng Pei came back reeking of filth.
I stopped him outside, covering my nose. What's that on you, my lord?
I held back a laugh. Probably his clothes caught fire, and he used the chamber pot's filth water to put it out. He looked dejected, but still found an excuse.
Busy night tonight, I haven't eaten yet. I'll grab something from the kitchen.
That made sense. So I let him get away with it. The girl I bought today, she's really unlucky.
She just arrived and got caught in this. Tomorrow I'll go check on her. If she's all right, we'll have her serve in our courtyard.
As she spoke, a breeze blew by, carrying a faint fragrance. It masked the unpleasant smell on him. It was from the garden wall, the scent of those tuberoses. They were planted for me by Yunzheng Pei. He said they're from his hometown. Before I died in my past life, I heard him say at my deathbed.
Though it helps with sleep, pregnant women avoid it, or they'll lose qi and blood, and suffer difficult labor and bleeding.
The next morning, I hurried to pay respects to my parents. In my past life, I was 8 months pregnant when Pei Yunzheng took my parents to find a farm. On the road, their carriage plunged off a cliff. No trace of them remained. Now I understand that was also Pei Yunzheng's doing. That night, I was so regretful I couldn't sleep. I didn't know how to face them. But when I saw my parents' usual warm smiles, the past just melted away. Mom held my hand, speaking earnestly. Was last night's fire, did it scare you? Tears immediately welled up in my eyes. Mom hurriedly handed me a handkerchief. You're clearly frightened. I told you, there's so much clutter in the backyard. You need to have someone watch it, but you never listen.
They bickered endlessly, but I was happy to hear it. As long as they're here, that's enough.
I will never allow Pei Yunzheng and Ruyan to hurt my family even a little.
After leaving my parents' courtyard, I was still troubled. So I called for Ruyan. There was a large burn on her arm, but it didn't ease my hatred. I stared intently at her belly.
Figuring the time. Ruyan, before you fled here, did you have any parents or siblings, or a husband and children?
I smiled very kindly, but Ruyan shrank back slightly.
I've never been married. My family died in the famine.
I nodded. I had Lin Lang bring something.
Look at your clothes, they're all burned. I've prepared a new set for you. Go to the inner room and change.
Ruyan's eyes darted away.
Thank you for the gift, miss. I'll change when I get back. I wouldn't want to dirty your room.
I gave Lin Lang a look. Lin Lang stepped forward and tugged at her.
Don't be so polite with miss.
This is my dress,
Change here.
so Miss can see if it fits.
Amid the shoving,
Ruyan's tattered clothes were torn open, revealing the band around her belly.
What's that? I've seen this thing before. Last time, in the cousin's son-in-law's room, a maid was caught pregnant. Her waist was wrapped with this thing as a disguise.
When Pei Yunzheng returned home, Ruyan knelt pale-faced in the courtyard, shivering from the cold.
What's wrong, Xunyang?
deceiving the master, and her background is shady.
Pei Yunzheng saw Ruyan on the ground.
His brow twitched.
I've always said servants bought on the road are never clean or proper. Let's just send her out of the mansion.
Ruyan, in the yard, heard this. Her already frail body swayed like a willow in the wind, as if a single gust would knock her over. I glanced at Pei Yunzheng.
You won't say who the child's father is. I won't force you. Since you're pregnant, you can't do heavy work. Why not stay in the yard and tend to my flowers and plants?
When I woke up the next day, he wasn't on the bed. Linglang was helping me wash up. Then, Linglang told me he was tidying the garden. He'd dug up most of the Wangxiangyu. I feigned surprise and asked,
Husband, what are you doing?
Autumn's cold. These flowers won't grow.
She came in with tea, and went straight to Pei Yunzheng. Ruyan offered tea and a handkerchief. They acted intimately. They looked like a devoted couple from the market. I sneered inwardly.
Thinking of their past life.
What they did to me.
It's all vivid in my mind. I decided to fuel the fire. In 5 days, at Duke Ying's autumn feast, Ling Lang sprained her ankle, so I brought Ruyan.
My cousin is the wife of Duke Ying's heir. My cousin strongly disapproved. She said Yu's only trusted people in pregnancy. At the feast, my cousin prepared plum syrup for me. This is made with osmanthus sugar and preserved plums, boiled into a syrup. You love sour things during pregnancy. I made it specially for you. Ruyan looked tempted. At the opera, my cousin said. I pretended not to care. You're getting more pathetic by the day. You bring that kind of person to a place like this. Aren't you afraid of shaming the Marquis estate? But my cousin stood up for me. She also mentioned Pei Yunzheng marrying into the family. Ruyan happened to overhear that.
In the evening, the gentleman arrived. When Pei Yunzheng saw me with Ruyan, his face darkened. During the banquet, Ruyan only focused on attending to Pei Yunzheng.
My cousin Jiang Shuniang was the first to attack. I see that this maid of yours is not sharp at all. Your mistress's cup is empty. Don't you know to refill the tea?
Of course, not everyone was standing up for me. For example, the concubine-born daughter of the Anyang Marquis.
I see this girl has a seductive look, always clinging to Sister Jiang's live-in son-in-law. Don't you know he's penniless? If he hadn't married into the Marquis's manor, after failing the exams, he couldn't even afford the travel fare back home. Why drag my brother-in-law into this? Though he's a commoner, in the house, he does everything Shuniang says. Shuniang tells him to stand, he doesn't dare to sit. Does your husband do the same?
The Anyang Marquis's daughter was mocked back. I secretly glanced to the side, their faces turning pale then red, Pei Yunzheng and Ruyan. My cousin's one sentence seemed to step on Ruyan's tail.
Then, she spoke sharply. The princess and the young lady are cousins, yet every word they say looks down on my husband. Why pretend to be kind here?
The cousin had never been talked back to by a servant. She was so stunned that it gave Ruyan an opening.
My husband may be a live-in son-in-law, but he's still an official. How can you humiliate him like this? The Marquis's bastard daughter mocked. Look at him, that shabby look. The cousin ordered guards to beat Ruyan.
After the board fell, someone noticed Ruyan was bleeding underneath her. She lost her baby. The news spread. The Marquis's household was disgraced.
Yunzheng argued with me.
Then none of this would have happened. She wouldn't have lost the child. Isn't this a sin?
He was furious.
He even forgot his carefully cultivated
humility and obedience.
Just a servant's child. In the capital, what does it matter?
You. Shuniang. When did you become so heartless?
Yunzheng, I've been too easy on you, letting you talk to me like this.
What do you mean?
Did my cousin not speak clearly enough, or have you truly forgotten your place?
I haven't forgotten. Forgive me, madam.
Now that it's out, the Marquis household can't be criticized. I've decided to let you take Ruyan as a concubine.
Whatever you say, madam.
She then had him take Ruyan as a concubine. Pei Yunzheng went out.
He was often mocked.
Ruyan argued with others every time.
Ruyan became a laughingstock.
One day, I went night cruising with my cousin.
Caught Pei Yunzheng and Ruyan embracing.
Can't even manage your servants. Now you let them embarrass you. If you keep being this soft, the house will soon belong to someone else.
I sent Lin Lang to arrange men. That night, someone kidnapped them. The kidnappers gave him a choice. Pei Yunzheng abandoned Ruyan and fled. Lin Lang came and told me.
I thought they were so devoted to each other. The kidnappers said, either leave the woman, or leave one of the master's fingers. The master ran without looking back.
The next day, guards at a shabby temple found Ruyan in rags. Pei Yunzheng didn't care at all. I pretended to comfort Ruyan, keeping her by my side. I made her appear before Pei Yunzheng daily. My folks went to find the village. Past life, Yunzheng used this chance to strike. I took secret precautions. Nothing happened. After my folks got back safe, Yunzheng grew more obedient to me. He even went out of his way to buy my favorite pastry. I refused it. He said I was on guard against him and asked if I'd already known about him and Ruyan. I admitted it. I confronted him. Yes.
I planned to kill you. So Ruyan could replace you. But you were too careful, so I had to find another way.
After he spoke, stabbing pain struck me. Then I knew for days, he'd been poisoning me.
Ruyan was my child bride. I sent Lin Lang away. Now what can you do?
Unexpectedly, Ruyan, while Yuncheng was out, gave me the antidote. When Pei Yuncheng entered, he realized the mansion guards were already waiting.
Bitch, you betrayed me.
Yuncheng, you were the one who left me with those bandits, and then you wanted to sell me to a brothel, didn't you?
Seeing his plot exposed, Pei Yuncheng begged for mercy.
I know I was wrong. Please spare my life. I know I was wrong. I'm begging you. Just let me off this time.
I took a sip of tea and ignored him. After Ruyan learned everything, she made a pact with me that once it was done, she would handle Pei Yuncheng. Earlier,
Pei Yunzheng was going to poison you, but I already had the antidote ready.
after father learned everything,
Guards. Break his legs.
they broke his legs, made him mute, I gave them divorce papers, and let them both leave the mansion.
The day they left the mansion, it was the start of winter.
I gave Ruyan a cloak and some silver. She wrapped it all around herself.
Yunzheng, when you came to the capital, you came just like this. You didn't freeze to death back then. I suppose you won't now either.
Pei Yunsheng babbled curses at him, pounding the cartboard with both hands, quite comical and ridiculous.
Miss Jiang, take care. I'm taking him away.
I looked to the south. It was a mess over there.
Corpses everywhere.
Going back would be the real hell.
Actually, they're both evil-minded.
They want to harm you, miss. Why are you so kind to them?
And gave them clothes and silver.
Lin Lang, in the south now they call it vegetable market. What's so special? All over town. Silly girl, the so-called market doesn't sell greens, it sells people. Miss, don't scare me. I'm not scaring you. Where famine's everywhere, people eat their own kids. But with famine here, how can kids be born? So they sell people as meat. Guess. Pei Yunzheng and Ruyan. Which one's sold first?
Six winters later, I heard the famine in the south had eased. I took Linlang to Yunzheng Pei's hometown. The Pei family estate was already in ruins. By the woodshed, we found a cloth bag. Inside were bones. Ruyan appeared. She said bluntly,
Those are Yunzheng Pei's bones.
During the famine, he was desperate. I ended up eating him, just to survive long enough for revenge.
Ruyan suddenly lunged at me with a bone knife. But she was too weak, so she didn't cause me any harm at all. I taunted her.
If there's a next life, remember to strike sooner.
Before I left, I instructed the local officials to replace the seeds given to Ruyan with ones that wouldn't sprout. With that, the hatred from my past life finally came to a complete end.